Hi, I'm Riley. I'm a dog groomer and Spinone owner, and today I'm going to show you how to do a pet hand strip for your Spinone. These are some of my stripping knives. From the top down, I have a fine, which I use on the head, ears, and feet, and then the middle two are more medium, and I use those also on the feet, and the blue handled is a coarse, and that's what I use over most of the body. This is a pumice stripping stone. I have mine wrapped in vet wrap to make it easier to hold, and this works the same way as a knife, it's just personal preference. This is the technique for hand stripping. You're using your knife and your finger to remove the loose hairs. This clip is slowed down so you can see it easier, so it's not actually that rough. You also should be supporting the skin with your opposite hand as you strip, but because I was filming, I couldn't do that. So you just pull the hairs that come out. It's not a forceful thing and it does not hurt the dog. When you hand strip, you want to pull the hair straight out of the follicle, not in a different direction than the way it grows. And you also are using your shoulder and elbow and not your wrist. It's not a flicking motion. This is the stripping stone. It works the same way as a knife, it just is a little bit different of a feel. This is Enzo. He is my model today. He is about 2 years old, and this is his second sort of major hand strip. We've been doing maintenance every other week, but we're taking him down a little more just to keep him cool over summer. I've already brushed him out, and now I am going over him with the coat rake. During his maintenance, we don't rake just because not enough hair comes out, but because we're doing a more thorough strip today, I am going to rake him out. When you are doing maintenance, you kind of just want to rake their legs. You can also rake the belly because those are the feathered areas, so those get a little bit lighter of a strip. I make sure to get his neck in the front of it, his chest, his tail, his hips. I really try to get all over with the rake. Here I'm using my coarse knife. I like to start on the spine and work my way down the sides. It's just an easy flow for me to follow. I spend the most amount of time on the back because the belly and the legs are feathered, so you don't want to take as much hair off of that. So I work on the back, I fluff up the hair with my fingers. You can also use a brush, and I just pull what sticks up and what comes out easily. And the tail, I try to get that as clean as possible just for sanitary reasons, and also they do not have any feathers on their tail. And now I'm working on Peachy. This is my dog. She's almost 8 months old, so she's a little more wiggly than Enzo, but the more you work on the dog, the better they become. So again, I'm starting on the spine, working my way down the sides, and I just pull whatever comes out. It's pretty easy. It's not as clean or as tight as like a terrier strip. You kind of just make your way around. Remember to support the skin. That's what I'm doing with my left hand. You want to pull it tight so you're not just pulling the skin. Sometimes they will try to watch what you're doing and their head will get in the way, so you just kind of have to nudge it out of the way. When it's time to work on the back legs, I like to kneel down and have the dog above me just so it gives me more leverage. You can also do this while they are laying down if they'll let you. And I just kind of sparsely go over the legs, again, because I want to leave more length there. Make sure that you are stripping from all angles, especially with the legs. Make sure to go around the entire leg, around the ankles, the inside of the knees. You really want to get all of the hair, otherwise a lot of it will become soft. Here's Enzo again. Same concept, lightly going over the legs, and I like to kneel just so it's easier to pull. With the front legs, I like to lift them up and I go on all directions just to make sure that none of the feathering becomes soft, especially on the backs of the legs. For the feet, I like to use the fine knife just to make them a little tighter. She is a dirt sponge, so she tracks in all sorts of mud and dirt and rocks and leaves. So I like to take it shorter there, and I go around the toes, on the top of the foot, and then also at the back of the foot. Here's the difference between the strip foot and the natural foot. I just think the stripped one is a little neater. For the head, you want to take the top of it as well as the jaw short. You want to leave the eyebrows and the fan and the beard long and natural. And this is not my picture or my groom, it's just a really good reference photo. Peachy is sleeping here, so she looks like a rag doll, but I'm using my fine knife and just pulling the hair at the top of her head. I also go down the sides of it. You can also do the ears, but I prefer to keep them natural. If the fan starts to get too long or the brows, you can just pull whatever is in their eyes or whatever sticks out. After the stripping, you'll want to bathe them in an antimicrobial or a hypoallergenic shampoo, something soothing. Their pores are open, so you just want to make sure no bacteria gets in there. This is the before and after of Enzo's first hand strip at 2 years old. You can see just how much hair came out and the difference it made. This is his sister Amika, her first hand strip at 2 years old, and so much hair came out of her, you can really see the difference. I hope everyone has fun hand stripping. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.